championships in lacrosse under 20. We are about to begin with the national anthems. First, the national anthem of visiting team Netherlands. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of the Netherlands. For the national anthem of the home team in today's game of the day, Czechia.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2024 European U20 Lacrosse Championships and tonight's game between Team Czechia and Team Netherlands. This is the game in the placement bracket for places 5th and 6th, where the winner will be seated 5th in the European U20 Euros. Both of these teams reach here through a loss in the quarterfinals and the win in the semifinals to get to tonight's game. Team Netherlands finishing 3rd in the A pool, and Czechia finishing 3rd in the B pool. With me today, I have Oscar Gramming, defensive midfielder on Team Sweden.
Thank you.
And we look forward to today's game. Should be a very fast-paced game of lacrosse. Two a bit varying styles of lacrosse we've seen so far throughout this tournament. So it will be a very interesting game to follow.
I think it's going to be a very, very balanced game today. Two pretty good teams. We faced Netherlands earlier in the tournament. Very close game there as well. It's going to be a battle.
Looking at the top performers here from each team on Team Netherlands, we have number 23, Jason Bonema, with 11 goals so far in this tournament. We also have number 22, Jim Van Edie, with 9 goals. In goal starting, we presume it'll be number 88 for the Netherlands, Saar Kennedy, with a 58 save percentage so far in the tournament. On the other side, in white, we have Team Czechia, whose top scorer so far in this tournament is number 14, Petr Kaden Bartušek, with 16 goals. After that, we have number 5, Lukáš Kučera, with 13 goals, and number 18, Krzysztof Adamiek, with 11 goals.
With us today, we have quite good lacrosse weather. Not too hot, not too cold, no rain, a little bit of clouds. I think it'll be a pretty nice game.
Yeah, looking way better than tomorrow when it's supposed to get close to 30 degrees out and beaming sun, and also a bit better playing weather than what we had earlier in the week with both some really strong sun and thunderstorms.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to need a bunch of hydration breaks for today's game. We are 2 minutes and 20 seconds away from face-off. I believe the Netherlands has a quite strong face-off guy. I'm excited to see what the Czech bring out.
The Czechs, who finished third in their group, played against Latvia in their crossover game, which they won, which meant they were going to face England, who finished as the top seed in Group A. England, who played the Netherlands in the group stage. England won that game. Czechia went then on to beat Team Poland.
I believe so, yes.
To get in. No, they beat Israel. And then Team Netherlands lost to Ireland in the quarterfinals, and then beat Team Poland yesterday.
Yeah, the Team Poland, Team Netherlands game was quite a watch. Very close game, and then Netherlands were able to bring out the win in the last quarter. The two teams now walking out to face each other.
We have the standard practice lineup here where the officials introduce themselves. Not really news to any of these teams, by the way. Seventh game for both of them in this tournament. Probably know all the refs and their procedures by now, too. And the refs have been an interesting talking point throughout a lot of the players here. It's some ups and downs, which is going to happen, but we also see players getting to know that level of what is accepted and what's not accepted throughout the later stages of the group stage, and especially now in the playoffs.
Yeah, the refs can really make or break your game here, and it's important to tiptoe that line between what's not allowed and what you can get away with.
Yeah, especially in these deciding games where both nerves and excitement can get a hold of thoughts.
It's going to be a gritty game, and I think it's going to be a clean one.
Starting off at the face-off here, we're looking at 50 seconds away, 15 seconds from the opening face-off. We have for Czechia, number 17, the regular face-off guy, Martin Lastovica. And for Team Netherlands, the long stick, number 33, Willem Collen. Bench ref signaling the okay here. We have both teams lining up and going down for that face-off. See movement on the far wing there from the Czechia winger. And the
nice battle.
Good battle there. Clamp won by the Czechs, but
number 30 of the Netherlands seem to get the ball. They're moving on to attack now, and all the subs are running on. Got to get all your attack guys in and your LSM out.
We see Netherlands starting with a short stick down low at defense, bringing two pulls up to the one at the wing line and one at the center dot. Good teamwork there on the face-off to get that ground ball.
Netherlands initially starting out in a 3-3 with the Czech coming out in man coverage.
Ball down the side here by top scorer, number 23, Jason Bonneman. Ball's out on the strip check.
We got a ground ball battle. I think that ball's going to go to the Czech.
Bounces off the foot of aforementioned Bonema. Czechs now with the ball in their own zone. Carrying it up the field is number 22.
Cuts back. Goes straight into the middle of the field. He's the 2v1 now. He's got a third man coming up behind him, but I think he's going to be able to clear it. Cuts back.
We've seen the Czechs and Netherlands do some trickery off the clear so far in this tournament. Some of which are actually read on a fast break from a settled situation where they bring people up to the midline.
And now the Czech can settle into their attack and figure out what they're doing. If they can pass the ball, 78 goes for the ground ball in the Netherlands.
Battle near the sideline.
He comes out with it.
Yeah, manages to stay within the boundaries too.
The Dutch long pole, number 33, Colum, is pretty aggressive with it.
Netherlands also in man come and start this game. Here's the first goal of the game, scored by number 18 for Team Czechia, Krzysztof Adamek.
Yeah, just coming up straight to the middle like that, not much your goalie can do.
Yeah, extends his goal total to 12 goals in this tournament. Great tally there.
The Dutch got to get together, see what happened there. Obviously a missed slide. You just can't let that happen in such a game like this. But it's early game nerves. They've got to just get settled in and continue. It's 0-0.
Team Czechia in white up 1-0. Face-off clamp once again won by the Czechs, but the ball is picked up on the wing line by number 30. Once again, Tanner Kretis.
And now the Dutch get a minute to figure out what they're going to do, how they're going to bounce back. 1-0 Czech is really not that much of an advantage. You know, it's lacrosse. A lot can happen in a short time.
We saw last offensive possession here by Netherlands ended short after an early stick check. See if they get some better looks here.
The Czech are coming quite far out, past the restraining line. See if they can move the ball. They cannot. Czech ends up with the ball.
Very low pass there by Jim Van Ede, number 22 on Netherlands. As the Czechs take their time with it in their own zone. Goaltender behind the net. The Czechs so far, both goalies have played 4 games each. Starting today is number 1, Ondrej Drijal.
They both have a quite mediocre save percentage at 51% and 49% respectively, with half the games played each.
We see Czechia here bringing a lot of people up to the midline as the rain starts to come down a bit harder.
And number 18 seems quite comfortably clearing the ball here. He's got help down the midline, but still getting checked. Oh, it sticks loose. Number 23 in Netherlands comes up with it. 36 comes down for a fast break.
And
ball's out again from the Czech. Czech number 5 has it.
Second strip check so far by the Czechs to get that early possession back. Carrying it up the field now to establish possession.
You know, you can't really just drop the ball like that. You've got to allow your defense to settle.
And we have a great shooting opportunity as flags fly up near the midline. And we have an official timeout to figure out all the flags here.
Just this early in the game, you've got to be able to settle in your offense, be able to run some plays. You know, it's lacrosse. You've got to be able to pass. Can't just drop the ball like that. You're forcing your defense to work overtime.
Penalty seems to be on a procedure on the substitution here. 3 refs talking over, no call made yet.
Number 42.
And it is a technical for procedure, presumably on the substitution there.
Jules van Hemmel sitting on the bench here for a minute while the Czech are man up, can run some man up offense. This is where a lot of goals happen, you know. You've got a free man.
We have a goal scored, but a whistle before. No goal. But there's also no call on what the whistle was for. But it seemed as the bench referee was the one blowing the whistle. 3 officials talking it over again.
Yeah, the refs have to get into the game, same as the players. It's going to be a little bit uneven in the start, and then they're going to find their footing. It looks as though the Czechs are starting up with the ball.
Right? Yeah. Czechs are starting with it again.
The Czech coaches do not look happy right now. They're all questioning the refs. The Dutch are still man down now.
As the clock starts rolling again, Czechs are on the man up. Had one ball in the back of the net, did not count. Czechs are moving it back and forth.
It seems the Dutch are playing a zone box with one of the long poles stringing out in the middle.
Have that short stick locked down the crease instead, looking for the feed.
Here the shot comes. It's a pass, and they can't get it forward. Ball is out. It's Dutch ball.
Dutch ball. Goaltender Kennedy with it.
Just taking his sweet time. You know, there's no clock for getting it up, so they have all the time in the world.
We are all even now, too, playing 10v10 lacrosse. Walking it up the field, no stress at all. Czechs with a full lock off.
If you have a good goalie, you can let him walk up the whole way if he's comfortable with the ball. It's the moment the guy comes out and checks him with it gets interesting.
Netherlands now sending movement back and forth. And goalie sprints up the field. Here comes Sawyer Kennedy.
Oh, and he can't get the pass out. He's got to push it in the back, though.
Ball goes checks again. As we have yet to see a really offensive possession by the Netherlands.
Yeah, it seems they've been throwing their balls away, not being able to settle, haven't gotten into getting it around. The Dutch are not riding as hard as the Czech, though, so they're allowing them to get the ball up the midfield, crossing over the midline. And now they've got to be able to settle into their defense here.
Another successful clear by Czechia.
Number 14 coming up from X, spinning around, getting the ball up top. Number 23 comes up for the pass. Again, those passes, they've got to be able to hit the small target of the stick. Not being able to do that just prevents you from settling.
A good pick and roll as the shot goes over the net, but they get the backup shot.
It's just missed slides at this point.
Good pick and roll by Czechia to set up that shooting opportunity. And he gets another shot. This one might have been tipped by the long stick, number 59.
It seems as though as the Czech are running, or were running a 1-for-1. However, now they've altered. Yep, still in that 1-for-1. Two guys on the crease, mixing it up on defense.
We've seen a few different looks from the Czech so far in this tournament. Crowd there wanting a hold on the Netherlands long stick.
That was just a good V hold right there. Nothing to complain about. Now they're getting the ball around, trying to find their mismatch. Looks like they've got one now on number 22, a shorty.
Pass is a bit high. Dodging from up top is number 5 who had that good find.
Shot
and
comes.
Wide open in the middle of the net. Czechs are up 2-0. Goal scored by number 9, Stefan Vezeli.
Yeah, just having two guys on the crease right there. And, you know, when a guy from the Dutch team slides from the crease, and no backup slide comes, the guy on the crease is wide open to make that dip and dunk shot.
Seems there's a bit of a miscommunication again in the Dutch defense breaking down for the second goal of this game.
Yeah, the Dutch offense has really got to help out their defense now, be able to hold on to the ball.
With 6:40 remaining, the Czechs pick up their first face-off win of the game. Running it down the field is number 22, Martin Pech.
The Dutch are fast to recover inside their zone, though.
Final sub comes on for Czechia as they try to attack already. But taking their time with it, setting up that dodge, goes over top, looking for the feed.
Ooh, tipped off by the Dutch defense.
That goes off a Czech player on the inside.
Number 9 clears it with the long pole, and now the Dutch seem to have a fast break over here.
At least they did.
And the Dutch are sipping off all their D-middies to replace with offensive midfielders. Settling nicely into 3-3 over here.
See if they can get a shot off.
Yeah,
we have yet to see a shot from the boys in orange.
They're just struggling to get the ball around. Haven't really made any attacks on the crease. As you said, no shots. It's just the Czech are playing very high up, just pressure all the time. Really not allowing the Dutch players to come below the restraining line when they're up top. They bring it up around X, and here comes the shot. Oh, and a great save from the Czech goalie.
Good cut there from the top. With some separation from the Czech defender. That's the first time we've seen them attack that way so far in this game.
Yeah, but when you get an opportunity to get a shot off like that, you just don't want to put it into the goalie's chest.
Good clear again by the Czechs. A bit of an impressive catch there by number 5, Lukáš Kučera, the top scorer for Czechia so far in the tournament.
Yeah, their passes just seem to go high all the time. They have to make an athletic move to reach the ball, and it just doesn't allow them to settle immediately.
We did see that rain come in. Might have been something affecting sticks and balls. And that's a moving pick on the Czechs. First goal scorer of the game. Netherlands ball.
Yeah, you've just got to be disciplined enough that once you set that pick, you've got to be standing still. Otherwise, you lose possession. And
we see the Czechs pressuring that goalie as a 2-on-0 opportunity goes off the crossbar.
Hits the pipe and it goes straight out. That was a golden opportunity to the Czech to make it 3-0, but fate would not have it.
We see the Netherlands coaches there not very happy with the referee. Couldn't really make out what he was saying. As the Netherlands calmly,
very slowly and methodically brings it into the restraining line over here. He's able to make a run at it without a lot of pressure.
Good swim move there. But once again, a strip check, and the Czechs get the takeaway.
Yeah, the Czech with the strip check, they're quite deadly.
A lot of sloppy stick work by the Netherlands so far in this game.
Sloppy passes overall, too. It's just both teams cannot seem to get settled. The Czech get the opportunity sometimes, but then they just mess it up with a bad shot or a high pass. Now they're able to bring it in a fast break, though.
Attacking the net, finds the open man on the far side, and we have a 3-0 ball game.
Goal scorer number 14. That's the 17th on the tournament, I believe.
As we have a Czech timeout.
2 minutes 40 left in the first quarter. Dutch have yet to respond.
Lacrosse is a fast-paced game. We know things can change quickly, but we don't have any looks on the Netherlands offensively at all throughout this game.
Yeah, they've yet to check in, and it's tough for their defense when they have to pull all the work, get tired out quick. And if you get tired out as a defense in the first quarter, just playing the whole time, the fourth quarter is going to be absolute hell.
I don't think we've seen the Netherlands swing it around their net once.
They have
offensively.
They have once. They came down next on a fast break, got it around, got it into the crease, and then got strip checked.
And that just can't happen in games like this.
Yeah, they're trying out their different looks, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, what matchup works, creating mismatches, but it's hard to do when you can't swing the ball.
You mentioned matchups there, and that's something that both of these teams are well aware of. Now there's tons of film from all of these games. And the later on you get in these tournaments, the more important those matchups are, especially how prepared you are to face them at the start of these games.
If you have somebody that you know is running a little bit empty, is getting tired quickly, 7 games in a tournament, back to back, maybe 1 or 2 rest days, you get tired out nearing the end of the tournament. And if you have a guy that can, take advantage of that, that's all you should do, really.
5th face-off for the day here. And the clamp is won by the Czechs. The ball is scuffled around, but finally picked up by the Czech long stick number 15, Jakub Adamiek.
Number 23 here on the Czech, trying to get it down towards the crease so they can settle. Dutch subs are making their way into the crease, finding their man. Still got those 2 guys inside, just messing everything up.
Czechs or the Netherlands are not pressing out as far as we saw the Czechs do earlier. Gets around that overhead check. Good attempt, but left the shot wide open.
Yeah, those overhead checks are deadly if you get them wrong.
We saw once again the Czechs making a good play from up top. This time a good save by the Netherlands goalie, Sawyer.
Yeah, if you're a long pull and go for that overhand overhead check, you've got to be able to actually pull that off. You mess it up, that's most times a clear shot for the attackman.
Netherlands here getting it settled. Try to get at least one shot off before the end of this first quarter.
They've got 1:23 left.
Number 32, Tin van den Boog with the ball, initiating a dodge down the right side alley.
It's just they can't get separation. Seems like they're always being double teamed because the Czech are pressing out so much.
Well, we see the dodges initiated by the orange guys. The other teammates are not clearing out from their side. So really not at all getting those help that they need.
Again, a pass that just completely messes the target, messes up their possession. Czech ball, and now they can essentially just hold the ball until the next quarter.
Picked up by defenseman number 3, Nicolas Poira. We see the Netherlands yelling for a hard press off the bench, as well as a dropped ball, but picked up.
Ball's
and
dropped
a
again.
Strip check. Picked up on the sideline there, rushing it up the field to the close sideline. 15 seconds to go. They don't seem to be in a hurry.
10 seconds.
Good move. Shot and a goal.
Czech defenseman really just distracted by the clock, looking any other way than his own guy.
Netherlands are on the board. Goal scored by number 23, Jason Bonema, their top scorer so far in this tournament.
I don't know. That Czech guy was not watching the ball, not watching his man. He was staring into the abyss, looking for better days.
With 4 seconds remaining of the first quarter, a face-off here. The Netherlands send out a new face-off guy. Number 15, Ivan Bonero-Gazoyo. Seems like a tie battle. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. A very interesting start to this game.
It's had its up and downs. Just the common theme here is the teams cannot move the ball around. They just seem to just be slinging it above their guys, losing possession, and that just really hurts you because you cannot get settled.
I mean, it could be the nerves. It is a lot on play here for their final seeding in the tournament. But then once again, it is their 7th game in the European Championships.
In 7 games, that's a lot of lacrosse to be played together, and if you haven't found, just the chemistry by then, I don't know what to tell you.
The Netherlands here acting pretty aggressively in their offensive huddle. We see the Czechs huddled up as one team. Netherlands defense getting done with their huddle. I think they're probably pretty happy with this first half, how they played. I mean, they've only let in 3 goals in 1 quarter. That's not bad.
I mean, for being on defense the whole quarter, that's not bad at all.
We've seen them, keeping the Czechs on the outside. The goals they've scored is on just missed coverage. There's no systematic errors, really.
It's a couple missed slides, missed backup slides too, leaving your man empty on the crease, just one-on-one with the goalie. And on those occasions, not really a whole lot your goalie can do.
Netherlands sending in number 33 for the face-off again, William Cullen. We see the Czechs will send out number 17, Martin Lastovska. And they do.
Benefit of having 2 poles on the face-off is ground balls get a whole lot easier. The negative thing about that, though, is you got one of your D middies to sit as close-up D, and that can end up bad on fast breaks.
Might create some real trouble there if the Netherlands get out the ball quickly. Or the Czechs get out the ball quickly.
just, shorty on shorty, that's always a mismatch. That's what you're looking for. And if you don't even have to create that mismatch, if it's there on the beginning, Czech coming up with the face-off, number 17, he's getting triple teamed at this point, gets it over the midline. It's pressed up, is able to make the pass.
We have a Czech timeout, the second one of this half. And once again, the Czech coaching staff is not happy with the officials there. I think they called that timeout many times before it got called and blown off.
You just don't, if you've called timeout and the official's not letting you have it and you lose possession, that can be you can find yourself between a rock and a hard place.
So far, before going into this game, we had the Czech main faceoff guy, number 17, Martin Lastovska, with a 39 faceoff percentage. Netherlands with number 33, Willem Kolen, with a 15 save percentage.
Not great faceoff percentages overall. The Netherlands have gone up against some pretty good teams. The English faceoff guy is really good, and the Swedish guys have a stud on faceoff with Matt Bailey.
Looking at team stats throughout the tournament, Sweden is on top, followed by England with 70 and 69%.
Having the top two faceoff guys in your group doesn't really allow you to do all that many great things.
Looking at the bottom of those team faceoff stats, we do have the Czechs, followed by the Netherlands in 12th and 13th place, respectively.
In 13th place, that's just last.
That is last.
That is last. And that's not, if you can't come up with a possession immediately coming up face-offs, that means your defense has to work extra to get the ball back.
Unless you play the team that's in 12th.
Yeah.
Czechs here establishing an offensive possession, moving into their aforementioned 1-4-1, although not as quickly. No, they seem to be running a different setup this time.
They're still having that one guy create trouble in the crease. Once the shot comes off, gets off the pipe back into a Czech stick. They're still trying to get it around. Nice little no-look pass over there.
Good skip over the pull stick. The importance of having your stick in the air on those pick-off attempts. Up top, once again, the same skip pass. The shot goes wide right, though. Picked up behind the net by number 22, Martin Pech.
Teams as they're looking for that specific look at the moment. Trying to make a specific play and just setting it up. And it's been working. It's just they need to be able to get the shot on goal.
Czechs sending their guys out wide. Meanwhile, the Netherlands are staying very close into the net, almost giving up those shot opportunities from outside. Great save there by Kennedy Sawyer in net.
And we got some happy parents in the stands right next to us as well.
Fast break opportunity here for the Netherlands as the pass hits the ground and player goes to their knees, although manages to stay in possession of the ball.
On fast breaks like that, you cannot do that. That's a free goal opportunity right there. It's very hard to defend from those fast breaks. You're essentially a man down, and if you just can't take advantage of those fast breaks, I don't know what to tell you.
Netherlands here staying very far out. Might have been something they talked about. Now sending a guy to the crease, looking for that inside shot opportunity from number 23.
Nice VO by number 7, who immediately gets burned.
We see a lot more movement from the Netherlands offense here. Good job. They even have that matchup with their top scorer against the short stick now. Looking to set that pick on the defender's left side, moving away now. Here comes Bonema down the right side alley. Wants that lefty shot. Moves back again. Lefty shot. Top right corner. Jason Bonema. The score is 3-2.
Really right there, he did not go to his right hand at all. He just kept trying to set up that lefty shot, and the D-Midi would just not take advantage of that. Just force him to your right, and he cannot get the shot off.
That's one of those things that you probably see in those breakdowns before the game. During the scattering reports, might have been something Czechs missed there.
If you have your guy that always goes to the same side and cannot, let's say he just goes to the left every single time, does never go to the right, just stand on his left side. Force him to go right, force him to try to change his stick, and if he can't make a righty shot, well, that's on him. That's just you playing good defense.
Second goal of the game for Bonema, 13th in this tournament.
The Dutch are having trouble with the substitutions, not being on watch, just not being up to date with what's happening on the field.
Czechs with the ball behind the goal. Getting settled now in their 1-4-1 that they saw success with earlier, popping a guy out.
Moving the ball is those short passes. You want to shorten your passes on attack as much as you can to just really eliminate those.
Good skip, but a shot blocked there by the Netherlands defenseman, and they throw it away. Goose attempt is not successful. Czechs come up with the ball again.
If you win the ball like that and then just immediately throw it away, oh, nice interception by the Dutch long pole, who seems to come out with this ball.
He throws it back to the goalkeeper, who gets heavy pressure instantly. Goaltender throws it away into the Czech sideline. Almost hits the bench official there as the Czechs go on the attack once again.
It's just, you've won the ball 2 times and thrown it away 2 times.
Within the span of 30 seconds.
Apparently the Dutch have it now for some reason. Don't know what happened there. Refs inconclusive, as always.
Substitution issue, maybe?
Never know. Number 22 gets pressed out quite heavily. His long pole just cannot keep up with him.
They get the matchup changed there. Number 23, Bonema. And number 22, Jim Van Eed. Top scoring duo. As they double the ball here, tries to flip it back. And the Czechs try to throw it back to their goalie. Ball is, however, checked away as he passes it.
I don't know what I'm watching right now. It just seems every time that each defense comes up with the ball, they throw it away just immediately.
Good speed here from the Netherlands. Try to attack the right side of the field.
There's a cut coming, moving the guys over.
We've seen both of the goals for Netherlands so far have been on this right side half of the field. Both by 23 with a lefty shot.
I don't think I've seen number 23 move the stick to his right hand a single time this whole game.
No.
He is just all lefty, no righty.
Czechs do seem to have figured out that matchup now. Number 22 walks right in and fires it about 1.5 meters above the net.
That just can't happen. You just can't leave your man wide open like that.
I think that was the short stick anticipating the switch. The long pole not anticipating the switch.
It seems like there are communication errors on the Czech part as the D midi gets quite a good push on number 22, who almost stumbles away with the ball.
Number 2.
Look, number 23 keeping it on his left side with the ball.
Yeah, Bonema with the ball in his light with the long stick matchup this time, moving back inside and the finish. We have a tie ball game. 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter. A goal scored by number 8, number 16, Jesper Tessel.
The Dutch have really checked back in. You know, those couple of timeouts, that quarter time break, they've started talking to each other, started looking each other in the eyes and saying, yeah, pass me the ball and don't throw it over my head.
This is the Netherlands offense that we've seen prolific throughout the playoffs that wasn't really going in the group stage. I mean, they'd had that very tough group with both England and Sweden in it.
You know, when you have 2 top teams in your group, that's always difficult. And you also have matchups against Denmark and Belgium.
Face-off win and the fast break attempt here. Number 23 moving it down the field. They seem to settle it down behind the goal.
Slowing it down, not taking advantage over that fast break. I mean, if you find yourself in a fast break and you're not finding the mismatch you want,
instead of stressing that pass away. Checks back, get the ball back there off the tipped pass.
As we can hear, very livid parents figuring out why it's not a Dutch ball. It's skipped off a Dutch stick into the line.
Shot off the post. Czechs are closest to the sideline where that ball went out.
Looking for another ball to pick up. Apparently,
official timeout there to get the ball to restart. Good call there by the referee. Do not waste that time. We've seen a lot of time wasted for no balls around the playing field.
Yeah, I really see no balls lying around except maybe 1 or 2 behind the goals. There's 5 on the short end with the Czech.
Number 14 for Team Czechia, Petr Kaden Bartušek, their top scorer so far in the tournament, gets his 17th as the Czechs go up by 1 and retake that lead.
Yeah, they're keeping the dream alive. They're coming back into this quarter. That's really the first time. That's the first time they scored this quarter. First really good offensive look too. And you have 6 minutes left. So we're way more than halfway through.
The Netherlands with momentum in this quarter might have been cut in half here by the Czechs. We have the procedure call. Ball goes orange.
Early start by number 17, I believe. And now they're trying to get all their substitutions done.
Might have had an opportunity there for the foul spray. Good job by the Czechs to recover. Both teams with their regular personnel on the field. They seem to once again have the matchups preferred from the Czech standpoint, where the long poles covering both 22 and 23 on the Netherlands.
15 on the Czech team coming quite far out and losing his man, making that switch with his teammate.
23 almost getting that open look once again. The Czechs are pressing out, leaving the middle wide open. We see almost all the Czech defenders elevated above that, almost 10 meters above the goal line.
You just can't. If that pass would have been caught, that was a clear opportunity to get a shot off. Well, now it's Czech ball again.
Czech shorts it D-mid, moves it back to their long pole. Goaltender carries it up the field, number 1, Andrej Drižgal. Czechs with the midline sub.
Able to settle in their offense. Quite a low pass there. Again with the 1-4-1. Having 2 guys on the crease right there really just creates havoc, especially if you're sliding from crease.
We see them briefly move out of it to find that backside shot. Once again, moving it down low.
Again, with that ball coming off of the left side from the goal, with number 5 getting the skip pass to him and getting shots off. That's their main look this whole time.
With the ball up high, number 10 for Czechia, initiating that dodge, goes to his right, finds the crease, and a shot and a goal by number 6.
And a late hit coming from number 59 on the Dutch defense. On a guy that really doesn't have the ball. He just made the pass. It's a bad hit. And now the Dutch are man down.
An illegal body check call on number 59 for the Netherlands, Caleb French. Man down face that they don't seem to have figured out the personnel on, hence the timeout following that penalty.
It's just, if they're in the crease and, I've just tipped the ball, sure, you can,
But that late check was on top on the feeder.
Yeah, just up top, right past the restraining line. Is just it doesn't make sense to hit your guy up there. Sure, if you want to prove a point, go ahead, but that's just really not a smart play by the Dutch, who are going to start man down for a minute with 3 minutes remaining in the quarter.
I mean, even if that guy still has the ball, you're putting yourself in a horrible position there if you go for that hit so high up the field.
Yeah, if you're not able to perform that hit, even though it's not a smart hit to do, if you lose your man up top, that's a free shot.
We see the Netherlands once again in separate huddles. Czechs are in one huddle that we've seen both in the short break we had in between quarters and during the timeouts. Netherlands that had a lot of momentum here at the start of the quarter, but 2 late goals by the Czechs, and everything seemed to have swung in their favor. As a flag is thrown on a stick check.
Illegal stick.
But we don't know whose stick it is.
It's an interesting. That's the first stick check I've seen all tournament.
I've seen one on a goaltender. But that just resulted in a possession. But if this stick check was on the goal scorer, then the goal is going to be wiped.
Still can't make out whose stick it is. I see number 18 on the Czech team without a stick, though. Krzysztof Adamek on the Czech, 11 goals in the tournament with an illegal stick.
Okay, so goal stands because this stick was not the goal scorer's. However, due to the illegal procedure with that illegal stick, it's Netherlands' ball.
That's, I wonder how long that stick's been illegal, seeing as he has 11 goals in the tournament.
Okay, I will.
So really interesting dynamic here with the illegal stick. It's one of their leading attackmen too. If he doesn't have a backup, he's done for.
It doesn't look like it's one of the infractions that makes the stick taken out of the game, though, as the Netherlands coaching staff don't look very happy with that call either.
I believe the rules for an illegal stick is if you have something coming out from the stick that's more than 2 inches long, that stick is deemed illegal. However, I do not know what sense the stick was illegal.
No, it could also be a deep pocket. It could also be that the head is too short, too narrow, or too long, or that the total length of the stick is too long.
2:45 left in the second quarter. The Dutch offense has the ball, comes up with a long pass. They're taking it behind X now.
Yeah, trying to waste as much time on this penalty as possible, hoping to get that final even possession. After that minute penalty's up, we're looking at about 30 seconds remaining of it.
Now, what's interesting is when you're man down on attack, you can get double teamed, and you have to watch out so you don't get your ball stripped.
We see them sending the double on that first matchup. Good goose on the ground there, picked up by the Czechs. Number 6 for Czechia comes on the fast break. 4-on-3 turns into a 5-on-3
with the skip pass.
Far side skip and the goal. Number 5 for Team Czechia, Lukáš Kučera, puts it in the back of the net. The Czechs have doubled the lead. It is now 6-3 over the Netherlands.
That's a prime example. That's great fast break. You know, you're a man down on defense. Not a whole lot you can do. They got the first slide correct, second slide good, and they just made that skip pass.
Yeah, great double there by the Czechs to force the pass.
The Czech have scored 3 or more goals coming off the left side of the goal from X after the skip pass. And they're just feeding it to number 5, Lukáš Kučera.
For the face-off here.
Czech come away with it. Or fast break again.
Call on the long pull. I mean, that's the benefit you have of the long pull on the face-off, is that he's going to be the first man back. And they do figure that out without any direct threat. Czechs are even, or the teams are even now, with a minute left to play in this first half.
Number 9 comes up with the ball, or 23 comes in with the ball. It's skipping around. Number 5 on X again. That's his spot to hang out. He's just been sitting there the whole game, scoring goals.
Moving up top with it, number 5 again, Lukáš Kučera.
The Czech setting up an ISO with a possible pick down, and they're forcing it over to the other side. getting down to X. Skip pass again, number 5. I believe that skip pass number 5 or 6. They've been able to come off with the number 5. Number 5 gets a shot, maybe a shot off here.
Shot fake, looking for the backside. That shot goes wide left, although they do get the backup picked up behind the net. Looking once again, feed it's in front of the crease. Goaltender was not really knowing where that ball was. Tries for the fake dodge on the far side there, no luck. Moves it back up top again. 10 seconds remaining in this first half. Looking for a dodge. Finds the backside and the goal! Number 22, Martin Pech, puts it in the back of the net. The Czechs are up 7-3 with 2 seconds remaining in this first half.
I mean, the Dutch came back in the second quarter, but, you know, the Czech have just picked up the pace here.
Yeah, definitely a great pickup by the Czechs. After that timeout, they seem to have gathered themselves and never taken their foot off the gas.
It's just they're not looking to see what the Dutch can respond with. They're just not allowing them winning face-offs, coming off of fast breaks, forcing the ball down on skip passes. Being able to do that is just, you know, they're not letting the Dutch defense just rest, and that's halftime.
That is halftime in this placement game for spots 5 and 6. The Czechs are up 7-3. All right, we are back here at the start of the third quarter between Team Czechia and Team Netherlands on field one here at the 2024 European U20 Championships in Wrocław, Poland.
Got a minute left until face-off.
Bench ref letting both teams know what everyone really knows and is on the big scoreboard. As the Orange fans here for the Netherlands cheer their team on way later than the Czech fans here today.
I haven't really seen any Czech fans. I'm still looking.
I think they have that, the lack of benefit that Czechia is so close to Poland.
I mean, Czech is only a 3-hour drive.
Yeah, so it's basically a home game. They have no real excuse here for not showing up for the team.
I mean, we've looked at the Swedish fans. They've been great this whole tournament.
They have, for sure.
And then, that's a far drive compared to if you're playing Poland. If the Swedish fans are louder than the Polish fans, you got a problem.
First face-off here in the second half. A bit of a scruffle. Whistle and a procedure call. Ball goes white. Picked up by the long stick, number 15.
Dropping the ball immediately over there. Now it's the ground ball.
Good check there as the Czechs almost went on the
offensive. The Czech are still bringing a man in. Number 5 is all lefty as well. Oh, and number 9 loses his pole.
And a goal by Team Czechia. First one in the second half, and it's 8-3, 5 goals up.
You got to be able to hold on to your pole there, but the Czech attack man does a great job at faking out the goalie.
He really pulls that goalie far out. And, I mean, he needs to finish if you come around the net there, especially running upfield. You open up the net, and you get so much more shooting opportunity than you would coming down.
Goalie's got to make himself big, and that's just a tough shot to, save. In a minute into the third quarter, the Czech are already up 1 goal.
Clamp won by the Czechs and also picked up by the Czechs. Good job there. They seem to be pretty happy with up. Still have the long pull caught there up top, although he gets around his midfielder.
Running straight down the sideline, just tiptoeing it.
Behind the net, tries to find the open man inside, picked off by the pole on Netherlands, number 59.
And now the Dutch are coming off of a fast break over here. Let's see if the LSM can keep up, and he could. Number 22 coming off the fast break and a cut, and it's a great save.
Great save there by the Czech goalie. They also scoop up the ground ball afterwards. Good play by the Czech defense there.
Number 3 getting checked. Ball comes out.
Flag on the play. It's going to be a slash on the Netherlands. Number 23, Jason Bonema.
Really coming off, when you're chasing a guy and doing slashes like that, it's the risk to reward ratio isn't all that great.
No, I mean, coming down the sideline there's no real threat to him catching up. And I mean, getting 6 goals down now this early in the second quarter.
You've got to be able to get the possession. Got to allow the Dutch offense to get rolling. Otherwise, they're going to be down the whole game.
Czech man up unit, moving it back and forth, trying to force movement on that, and his shot goes wide. Shout out to Jake from Germany there. He said the Czechs can ping a corner in box lacrosse, but can't hit a 6x6 goal in field lacrosse.
See the force of the ball up top. Trying to force the slide. Clyde comes. It's late, and that's a goal in the top right corner.
Well, I mean, they could ping the corner there. Goal by number 18 for the Czechs. Krzysztof Adamiak, one of their top scorers in the tournament. And I mean, he starts down low near GLE, moves back up to his spot, really, and the true lefty there gets too much time and space.
Yeah, it's just you can't be late with that slide. You've got to commit, and you just got to make yourself big, got to make yourself threatening, because psyche's a big part of it. If you're coming out hot and fast, being aggressive. They're going to second think that.
We are all even for the face-off here. Ball is stuck on the ground. Good job by the Czech to keep the Netherlands pull as we do have the Czech face-off guy down.
Lifting his left leg up into the air. Is it a cramp? Is it a hip abductor? We never know. Both Dutch and Czech are taking a knee.
Able to limp off. Seems to be that left leg that is bothering. That's a bit worrying for the Czechs, even as though he is their main face-off guy.
Man, it's going to be a interesting dynamic. See who they pull up instead if number 17 cannot make a fast recovery. Czech starting off with the ball up top.
Number 22, Martin Pech.
Rolling the ball over to number 6. Still up top, past the restraining line.
They are leaving that right side wide open for him to come that lane.
Dutch aren't overly aggressive.
Finds the inside. Good shot. Great save. Ball is scooped up by the deep pole. Goosed to the Czech attackman who puts it in the back of the net.
And they're still seeing if there's a crease violation or if it's a goal. Still no signal. And
Goal.
it's a goal.
They do give it. Goose attempt by the Netherlands defenseman. Puts it right in the stick of the Czech attackman, number 14. Gajdem Petr Baturček, their previous top scorer, adds another tally to his impressive campaign so far in this tournament.
I mean, it's their last game here, and you got to make it all count. Leave nothing on the field. Yeah, it's third quarter. We're still early in the third quarter, but you don't want to leave anything on the field, go home and regret it.
5.5 minutes played. The Netherlands with a one-handed attempt on the scoop.
But say still no possession, but the possession goes Dutch.
Still end up on the push call. Czechs with a late slash, and that is going to draw a penalty too. We talked about those earlier, the high risk, low reward Czechs.
I mean, if you're coming up behind a guy and just booming your stick up there behind, it's not really a smart play. The reward to risk, not great. Most times you get a penalty.
Hits the calf of the Netherlands, who sets up their main up here. Not a look that we've seen a lot. Lots of space for the shot and the goal. Netherlands pulling closer by cutting the lead to 6.
Dutch are trying to come back. I mean, they've got a lot of time, coming back. Goal every other minute, and they'll be right back at it. Still a lot of lacrosse left. The Dutch goalie comes up to the sideline, tries to pump up.
At least gets the crowd going.
Now he's got the crowd going. That's half the battle. Now he's just got to get his players going.
Face off here, number 17 for Czechia is back on the field. Good to see. We hate to see injuries out there. Ground ball is picked up, man down by Czechia as they Turgle evens. Attackman picks it up, coming right out of the penalty box, picks up the ball, and crosses midline for another Czech clear.
I mean, they're man down, and they're not pushing up on defense.
They are not man down anymore.
No, they even it out.
Netherlands bench calling for press out earlier this possession. Not very successful, it seems. Going around,
That's gotta be a hold.
Trying to force the shot on the hold.
Hold on the Dutch guys and the Czech are man up, able to get their man up offense going. The ref gets the flag back, and the Dutch are just set up their man down defense. I believe they're playing a box in one. And the Czech just need to get it around. I don't think one of the Dutch guys know that they're man down. He's scooped out all the way, picked the ground ball off, but Goal.
Goal. Czechs once again finding that crease guy. We have another goal by number 16, Filip Rohlik. On the crease, low finish. Yeah, I mean, they've really picked down this Netherlands defense on the man-up unit.
78 just came out, did not know they were doing a boxing one. He came out, started guarding the man, left one man wide open to come down and get the little low. It's just something you can't do right there. Just you've got to be able to talk to your teammates. We should have heard 2-3 guys on the defense yelling at him to get back. Early start on the face-off.
Procedure called on the Czechs. Ball goes orange. Netherlands moving it up the field with their first offensive possession after that goal they had earlier. Now down 7 goals. Tries to find the ball on the crease.
Nice cut there by number 16. Nearly had it low pass. If it went a little bit higher, he could just dip and dunk right into the goal. You know, Czech have a great goalie, but one-on-one battles are tough.
Netherlands now behind the crease, covered by a Czech short stick behind the goal.
Number 32 tries to lift it, ground ball.
Dropped ball and is finally picked up after it touched a few sticks. Good job by the Netherlands to recover that ball. Swings it up top. Edie over the other side, tries to find Bonema. Ball goes off Bonema's stick. Tries to save it, but it looked like it went out of bounds, and the Czechs picks it up off the end line. Heavier ride now by the Netherlands. They seem a bit more desperate to get that ball back than they did the first quarter. Goalie with the ball.
He's getting pressure on the goalie. He's able to leave it off to one of his D middies. Hard check by number 32 on the Dutch defense, though. Number 22, sorry.
Good stick check there. Seems to find contact. Moves it back up top. Shot. Saved by the goalie. Picked up behind the goal by the attackman and puts it in the back of the net.
Low to low again, number 14.
Kaden Peter Batushek adding another tally to this impressive campaign.
Just those last 2 goals have been just low to low into one of the corners. And it's just something Sawyer Kennedy cannot or isn't able to pick up. It's just those close low to lows are difficult.
It seems that the Netherlands might need to move up and be a bit more physical around the crease there. This time the attackman moving down from down X to find the wide open look in front of the cage.
I mean, as a defenseman, you do not want to let anybody get that close and be free on the crease.
12-4 the score now as we have a clean win by the Czechs. Tosses it back to their offensive midi and goes for the sub. I mean, that pass was in the ground, but we give him a pass through the warped stick on that face-off there. It's always going to happen. Czechs move it around the cage. Up front, has the shooting lane. Although moves it back up top again. Czechs have definitely taken command of this game. Came out firing, and that's a good move, and that ball is in the back of the net. Another goal by the Czechs. 13-4, this one put in the back of the net by number 22, it seems.
The Czech can really feed very nicely, just those short, quick passes.
And the quick finishes.
Quick finishes, it's box lacrosse. That's what I'm seeing. It's just that box lacrosse, pass and shoot. Just get the ball off the moment, it hits the stick. It's really hard to defend when they're right up on the crease and there's a missed slide. Dutch goalie's doing everything he can, though.
Netherlands with a lot of questions here yet to be answered. Picked up by number 10 off the face-off on the fast break attempt. Goes in for the shot. Hits the post. Ball is in the air. Czechs ball off the sideline. Picked up. Tries to find the open man, but a great defensive stick there by number 9 on Team Netherlands, Victor Jocklin. Picked up once again off the ground by Jocklin. Dumps it off to number 33, Face-off guy from earlier carries it up the field with one hand, moves it down the field.
Cannot get the possession.
Yeah, short hops right before the attackman.
Again, we see those low risk to reward ratio. Stick checks up the back.
Flag is down, presumably a procedure or an offside there from the Netherlands. Shot running down the wing. We have 2 flags on the play. Illegal procedure, too many men is the call. And a timeout by the Netherlands.
Yeah, Dutch goalie's doing everything he can. He's facing an uphill battle now.
Penalty for the Netherlands is number 7, Jonah Lynn.
You know, I can't hear the Dutch defense at all. I don't hear any communication. You know, you should be able to hear your defense from the sidelines, and I'm just not doing that right now. It seems they haven't gotten up to speed yet. And, you know, in the third quarter, end of the third quarter too.
Czechs are putting up a good showing here with their offense, really picking up the pace at halftime. We kind of saw the Netherlands had them covered in that first quarter, only being down 3-1. But, I mean, now 2 quarters later, it's 13-4. The Czechs really stepped it up. Probably great coaching, finding those good looks.
I mean, we had an equal ball game at one point.
We did. We had a game tied at 3.
And then, you know, the Czech coaching, I think it's what it really comes down to is just the coaching of the different teams. The Czech were able to find some mismatches. Coaches were able to point it out, communicate that to the players. And the players were just able to execute. And it's impressive. We're seeing some very, very good coaching here, and the Dutch coaching staff has to respond, especially now with an uphill battle of 16 minutes and 27 seconds remaining.
Czechs man up for 30 seconds. Procedure called on the substitution there for Netherlands. Ball starts down low, so it might not have been on the substitution, might have been something else.
Could be a crease violation, could be something, I don't know.
Ball starts low with the Czechs. Up top moved number 6, pass it over to number 5. Moves it over to the other wing, looking for that shot opportunity. They swing the guy. Shot from number 18 goes high.
Had that back up. You know, Dutch coaching staff can hear them loud and clear. Can't hear the Dutch defense at all.
We've seen that move before with number 6 cutting to the crease. Now 6 goes for the shot. They have that back again. Well, we've seen the shot from number 18 a lot of times when 6 cuts into the net, which is good. That's where trouble is going to be found on man-up attempts. Number 5 with the shots from high. Ball does remain with Czechia. We are even with 46 seconds remaining of this third quarter. Ball picked up off the end line, moved up top to number 6. 6 rolls it on the turf, maybe wastes an extra time of clock. We might see stall warning here, although they have attacked the net a lot. Ball moved down low. Behind GLE, pass it over to the other side, see if they find any looks. Netherlands seem to have their guys a little mixed up there. Slow reaction to the ball up top. They clear out that right side with the roll, looking for the shot. And the goal. Was that a... They call he was in the crease. No goal.
That was just very, very skilled. Just making your man overstep and miss. Just too bad crease violation. 15 seconds left.
Netherlands seem to not be in a rush to get a shot off. Well, the coaching staff wants them to. The goalie hucks it up the field. That seems to go, it's almost picked up. As that marks the end of this third quarter. Score is now 13-4.
That was it was a very impressive pass from number 88, the goalie, right into the stick of number 11. Fortunately, he was under some pressure and checked by the Czech defenseman.
But what a showing here by the Czech offensive unit in this third quarter.
Yeah, you know, they're finding their mismatches. You know, they've figured out what shots they can and can't do. The trend here is low to low, low to high. Really not seeing any high to high or high to low shots. It's a lot of skip passes. Finding the mismatch on the shorty, getting the ball on the corner of the crease and coming up, dunking it in.
We've had, the evolution of this game is crazy. We had 3 unanswered from Czechia, then 3 unanswered for Netherlands. And then Czechia went on a 7-goal run when the Netherlands put up 1, and then Czechia scored 3 more. We've had the box scores be 3-1, 4-2, and then in the third quarter, 6-1 in favor of the Czechs.
2-3 goals a quarter is acceptable, but if if you can't answer it on your own attack, that's where trouble starts. Really letting in 2 goals a quarter as a defense, that's okay. That's a standard. You shouldn't really go any higher than that. Lower than that's great. It's just you got to get the ball to your attack, and they've got to make the most of it.
We see the Netherlands in one big huddle for the first time in the quarter breaks. Maybe getting some last powers out there, finishing off strong as a team.
The Netherlands U20 team has a collective of 15 minutes of lacrosse left for the 2024 Euros, and you don't want to leave anything on the field.
Same thing goes for Czechia as they line up for this opening face-off. We have number 17 taking this face-off for the Netherlands, lining up against the Czech standard number 17. Martin Lastova.
With 15 minutes left, just empty the tank, right? Just leave nothing on the field, run as much as possible, and just have fun.
Czech still with Ondrej Drizal in goal. Face off.
Czech come away with it.
Is won and picked up by number 17, Martin Lastova. Moved up the field to number 22.
Coming down with a fast break, but he got checked. Checked.
Yeah, that was a stick check to the leg. No foul on the play. Instead moved up the field to number 22 on the Netherlands. Rolls inside, tries to find that right side lane of the, moves back inside, overhand shot, goes off a defenseman who picks it up in his stick, and then a strip check. And then a flag on the offside, and
so really interesting that they called off the play. The Dutch were coming right back with it.
So it was offside, but they deem it as no possession. Therefore, it'll be Netherlands ball off of the dead ball. Netherlands setting up their offensive unit. Way more movement now than we saw in the third quarter.
Now you're just leaving, 13 minutes left. Nothing left in the tank after this. Move as much as you can. You
up
can hear
top
from
here, number 32. Tries to find a look on that right side alley. Moves back up top again to number 15. Back down. We do have a flag as a crease dive. And a goal from number 22, Jim Van Edie.
That looks like an illegal check on number 20 on the Czech team. And number 32 is in obvious pain. Earlier we could hear the Dutch coaching staff yelling, "Move your feet, run."
And that's what we saw there. Perfect offensive setup. They got the inside look and a beautiful finish from Jim Van Edie.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the Dutch attackmen just stop their feet. Everybody was running around. Everybody was moving. It's just, that was perfect offense. And
the Netherlands are double polling the wings here on this face-off, man-up face-off, which will go on the attack for 1 minute. Desperately wants to get possession back here with 12:40 remaining in the quarter. Even face picked up by the Czechs, number 17, Martin Lazuvica. Great play. And a timeout called by the Czechs.
It's smart play by the Dutch. If they know they're going to lose the face-off, or if they have any doubts, putting in 2 long poles really just gives you that advantage that you don't have to sub anybody out before you get the long pole on. So
great job there by Martin Lazuvica going up there under pressure and getting that out for your team.
Oh, absolutely. And before the timeout was called, they were setting it up setting the offensive up. And now we're going to see what adjustments the Dutch defense are making. Coach is looking very, very animated.
I think the Czechs are obviously going to waste as much time as possible, looking at probably 55 seconds remaining on this penalty after that face-off. Ball will start inside the box for the Czechs.
Now the important part for the Dutch team to make this comeback, they have 12:30 left on the clock. That's about a goal every other minute. That's a very, very reasonable time if you can start actually slinging it on offense. But first, they've got to gain possession.
That was the first timeout of this half by the Czechs. Both teams with one timeout remaining, with 12 minutes remaining of this last quarter of the placement game. We see the Dutch looking to double the ball near the right side end line there from the Czechs' perspective. Double pulling it.
Now they just got to be smart, get that ball back, not let the Czech waste too much time, and of course not let them score.
They are double teaming him, but they are not being very aggressive at stick checks. There is a flag on the play with obvious, it's a cross check too. We hear a lot of displacement, and another flag goes flying. As all clocks stop, it seems as though the Czechs
I'm quite perplexed over the...
Yeah, so the Czechs are getting in a sportsmanlike conduct. He probably said something after the play there. Both teams are going to go man down. We're going to play 5-on-5 for the minute. Or actually 5-on-4. Seem as though the Czechs already had a penalty. And they are fully locking off, wanting to get this ball out, although that's not really... And now all the Netherlands players are picking up on this. Restart near the right wing sideline as they are... Great job, and he gets the inside look. Let's see the collapse from Netherlands. The scoop pass!
And we've got a broken stick.
We got a broken stick and a goal. There goes the final call. I thought I saw the ball in the back of the net. No official call until now. And the Czechs put a ball in the back of the net. It is now 14-5 with about 11.5 minutes left to go on this game.
It's quite impressive to pull off on a man-down offense. Just letting your guy, the defensemen that are shading you, make them miss. You got a free goal just coming down the middle. That's a fast break.
Even the Netherlands goal didn't think it was a goal there. Started to pick up the ball to get a clear going. But the call on the field is a goal. Yeah. Face-off now. Still man down for the Czechs.
And any sort of momentum the Dutch had picked up has now been squashed by the Czech.
Even man down here for both teams. We're playing 5-on-5 on either side. Face-off picked up by the Dutch. Ball is a bit high. Let's see if they try to find a look here with both teams being man down. Should be more room out on the field here. They do get that look as the Czechs are slow on the sub. Wide open in the middle of the field. Here's a shot.
A goal!
And a goal for the Netherlands. Number 32, Tim van den Bosch.
That's a great, you've got to take advantage when the other team can't sub properly. Set up that fast break, come straight down the middle, and just put that thing in the back of the net.
Great show of awareness by the Netherlands there. Score is now 14-6 with just under 11 minutes to go. Still a little lacrosse left to be played. I mean, 9 goals
Absolutely.
can be very quick.
And they're being supported by their parents and fans up on the stands. Face-off starting now.
We are all even now as The Czech pick up the ball off the clamp, but he falls over and trips over the Netherlands face-off guy. Referees say it was a procedural. Now the Czechs go on the break. Big hit as the ball goes into the net.
And flags go flying.
And an official timeout. We do have a goal.
And you know, Annie, as I said earlier, now the Dutch, the momentum they picked up from that goal earlier now squashed. The goalie's not happy, not happy. And now this puts him at an disadvantage, being man down with a minute penalty with 9:46 left on the clock, 15-6 to Czech.
Man down face-off here. We see the Czechs pulling one wing. Number 17 is not taking the face-off as per usual. Instead, it's number 10 at the face-off ex Emil Stanek.
Czech coaches looking happy as ever while the Dutch coaches are not figuring out what's happening. Number 10 walks away from the ground ball, allows number 22 to pick it up.
Czechs with, there they go, subbing off the field. 1 minute man up after they scored that goal. Score is now 15-6. And they might just be settling in. About 40 seconds remaining on the penalty now. In their man-down unit, moves it to the backside there.
Quite nice passes from the Czech offense. Some no-look, some low-to-high passes, some pretty sidearm passes, you know. They look quite disciplined with the skip. Oh, the dip and dunk.
Oh, that is a beautiful lacrosse goal by the Czech team. Beautiful man up.
It's that box lacrosse, I'm telling you. It's that he did not have the ball for even a second in the stick before he got the shot off straight back into the net.
They extend the lead to a 10-goal margin. Czechs are now up 16-6, and they put on a beautiful showing of lacrosse here in the second quarter.
They're not taking their foot off the gas. They're not allowing the Netherlands to breathe at all.
Face off here with about 8.5 minutes to go. We are all even at time of the restart of the play.
Number 17 with the check comes away with it, makes a pass over his teammate's head.
Picked up by the Netherlands attackman, number 17, although gets heavy pressure from two middies, and they throw it away.
I just can't let that happen with 8 minutes left on the clock in the fourth quarter.
Picked up near the sideline there by number 23, André Klilch. Getting doubled off the bat.
Quite a nice stick check there on the D-Midi. Or on the attackman, actually, number 23.
Got to watch out for those sloshing penalties there, though.
You know, being man down with 16-6, not optimal.
Heavy pressure here from the Dutch. They seem to be pressing out a bit further than they did before, at least earlier in the game. Something that we saw the Czechs really take advantage of with those a lot of motion on the outside there early in the game when they got those goals from the outside. And then when the Dutch started pressing out, the Czechs found the inside and scored a lot of goals on the foot of the crease there. Czechs now sending it around up top.
Number 5 with the ball down in his favorite spot. Dodging.
Moving up top, pick and roll. Open man for the dunk. The Czechs are now up 17-6.
This is more starting to look like a slaughter.
That is a textbook pick and roll executed by the Czechs. Something prominent in box lacrosse, as with most of the stuff we see with the Czechs here.
I mean, if you're facing a team that just goes off box lacrosse skills, start pressuring them deep outside, not letting them get into the crease. You know, they're running that 1-for-1, 2 guys in the crease at all times. You know, those dip and dunks, you cannot allow to happen. You got to keep your stick high.
Face off, clamp won by the Czechs. And the loose ball is also picked up by the Czechs. Going on the break here, number 10, straight down, fires it wide left. Might have been a save there by Sawyer too, at least according to the reactions here on the sidelines. Ball moved up by the Czechs. Number 10 looking for the shot. Got two D-middies chasing him from behind that just subbed on. Backside was wide open, but that pass is way overthrown. Ball goes orange near the sideline, picked up by the long stick, carrying it up the field. They are on sides and on the fast break. Do we see Polgel? Good move! Shot and a goal!
That's a proper long pole goal from number 59 on the Dutch team.
Caleb French with a beautiful move coming down on the fast break. Czechs seem very confused there on the break.
I don't know if they even knew he had the ball. They're just coming down straight down the middle. Nobody slid to him.
We see a close defenseman scoring a goal for the second day in a row.
Yeah, I mean,
as we saw the Polish Polish defenseman scoring one yesterday.
I mean, it's always nice to see that happen. You know, it's quite a skill to pick up.
The Poles who ended their tournament with a win this afternoon. Procedure called on Czechs. Ball gets picked up by the Netherlands. Let's see if they get some happy memories to finish out this tournament. Picked up by number 22, and they do not seem to have the subs picked up as they are man down. Now they are evens. But with a long stick on the offensive half of the field. Long stick now goes for the midi sub. They should be onside. Move it to the inside shot. And a goal by number 23.
Very
Jason
nice.
Bonema. Continuing his amazing campaign here at the championships with another tally.
It's a great low-to-low shot straight into the back of the net. Czech goalie did not have a chance. And now I think we have a stick check.
There is a stick down on the field. That is a stick check. We can't see who is without a stick at the moment, but I think it is called by the Czechs, considering how the
number 22 Dutch team does not have a stick in his hand, taking his helmet off.
That is true. Number 22, Jim Van Eed, second highest goal scorer for the Netherlands going into this game, has his stick checked. Not the goal scorer for the latest goal though, so this will not affect the score, at least off the bat. But the Czechs, Czechs with a stick check here, being up by 9 goals, 17-8, with just under 4 minutes remaining, and they call it Czechs check.
Really curious as to why, you know, they're checking the stick.
And it is legal too. Yeah, I don't really see a point there by the Czechs calling the stick check. This late in the game being up by 9 goals, I mean, that's just kind of unsportsmanlike on their part too.
It's really, I mean, what? It doesn't matter at this point, does it? He didn't even score the goal. They got a stick check on the guy that did not score. That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, agree with you there, Oscar. Face off here once again. The Czechs send out their regular guy in the Netherlands with number 77 at the face-off X. Clamp is won and picked up. My bad there. Face-off was by number 15 on the Netherlands team. Ball is on the ground. Not picked up by anyone. There is kind of picked up by the Netherlands. Goosed on the ground. Then it goes off the long pole. Czech ball. That is the correct call here. Czechs pick it off near the midline here with just under 3.5 minutes to go.
And I apologize for any disturbance from the fans. We got some very, very loud Dutch fans right next to us.
Confusion here on the restart. And then they restart it.
Number 18 with the ball. Number 5 with the ball, the true lefty.
Gets it over to a true righty, number 16.
You know, it's really curious that some of the most prominent guys on the field are just true lefties.
Well, I mean, that's what you kind of get with the box lacrosse schooling that most of these Czech guys have, that they are very strongly one-handed. I mean, it's kind of interesting, too, on seeing as the Netherlands have not been able to pick that up and take advantage of that.
I mean, you just got to shift to the side he's bad at and not let him get clear like this.
Inside shot. Big save there by Kennedy Sawyer. Ball is moved out but to the long stick. Good stick check there. The Czechs are offside by 2 people. No flag on the play, though.
Caleb French with the sick shot off the long pole, and there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, that is on the offside earlier. There's no flag on it earlier, which is kind of weird, but there is an offside. 30 seconds.
30 seconds with 2:45 left on the clock.
I think the Netherlands are also making a point out of that, saying it was a very late flag. And the goaltender seems to be hurt after that shot. Seems to get it off the thigh or maybe the stomach area there. Not a great feel.
I mean, that's going to hurt tomorrow, but who cares? You've got 2:30 left of lacrosse, up by 9.
However, those long pole shots, they get a lot of power winding up, and we see the first goal scored. They keep Caleb French out on the field here for the man up.
I mean, Caleb French, he's very, very competent with the long pole, shooting, handling it, avoiding checks. He's like a shorty, to be honest. But they're not going to feed him the ball starting off.
30-second man up here. Caleb French with the ball. Finds the pass up top. Inside. Good find. Shot was bounced a little too early. Goaltender skips out at the back of the crease. Moving it up the field. Off the ground.
That's a late hit. Late hit as well.
No flag on the play. There goes the flag.
Quite late.
Once again, another late flag by the officials.
I think that's a cross-check on number 59, Caleb French. He does not seem happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's either going to be a cross-check or an unnecessary roughness.
Caleb French
they call him for the interference, 30 seconds. Evens for the time being, since the Czechs had a minute left on that penalty.
Yeah, he's not happy. You know, with 2 minutes left of lacrosse, you don't want to sit on the bench. And now the Dutch man down, as he said.
Czechs are going to be man up for about 22 more seconds. 2 minutes remaining. Ball is moved. Good stick check there to force the ball out of the hands. Long pole with wheels on the far side, running it up. See if they can get this fast break opportunity here. Moving it back down to number 29. Finds open space. Shot near side. Goes off the outside of the goal.
Number 23 with the lefty shot.
It was goosed up by one of the defensemen to the goalie's stick. Goalie then found D midi, finds an O midi. Number 10 taking a few face-offs so far in this game. 14 moves back inside to the outside to the righty on the long side of the field.
Number 5 being the outlet pass up top.
A minute 5 remaining in this.
Number 9 taking it around the field, trying to get that pressure off from number 9 with the long pole. Number 5 sets the pick. Still off the sideline. He cannot get out. Makes number 9 miss. Number 5, open ball. Nice.
Dishes it back in. Big whack. No penalty. As the refs call the Czechs on the stalling, they have to keep it in the box. Lots of pressure here by the Netherlands defense. They are not man down. They force the pass wide, and with about 30 seconds remaining.
And now the Czech, they're just trying to waste time. Dutch trying to make the ball out.
Ball goes off a Czech midfielder. Ball stays orange. 22 seconds remaining.
22 makes a guy miss, comes down the top of the field.
We have another penalty. I think it's an offside on the Czechs. It is an offside.
Caleb French with the ball, takes a shot.
Another flag.
With 7 seconds left on the clock, we got 2 flags on the play.
They might.
And a timeout for the Dutch with 7 seconds left. They're trying to draw up a play to score the last goal here of the tournament.
Both of these flags are on the same offside play here. With the Czechs sending an attackman down low.
I mean, the Dutch not happy of the state of the game at the moment. Just trying to pick up one last goal for the tournament. Czech leading steadily into this victory, up 9 goals.
We see Jason Bonema sitting down on the Netherlands sideline here. As the Netherlands are in one big huddle, we see the Czechs are not doing any huddle.
Caleb French picking up a short stick.
Caleb French is picking up a short stick. We might see a good play drawn up here of him getting that final finish.
I mean, if you have a long pole, a close-in long pole that can pull off some plays with a shorty, I mean, you're in heaven, right?
We saw that for Team Sweden with number 21 on Team Sweden, Oscar Armour, getting a goal early in the tournament. Number 59, Caleb French, on the crease with a short stick. Ball starts with number 22's hands. Multiple whistles on the field. The Czechs are going 2-man down.
Czech coach not happy at all to what's going on.
The Czechs are not going 2-men down. They sent out might have been the player that was on the penalty. Shot from the outside. Hits the outside of the crease. Ball is sent out, floated straight up into the air.
That's ball game, folks.
Ball game. The Czechs finish 5th in the U20 European Championships here in Wrocław. And a final score of this game.
I mean, it's a good showing at Czech. They're showing off that they're great at lacrosse, one of the top programs in Europe. The Dutch just came up short today. They've had a great tournament so far, but couldn't come the whole way to get 5th.
A great showing for both of these teams. I mean, putting 8 goals up on the board is not a bad showing at all either from the Netherlands offense. A game that was very back and forth and definitely had teams going on streaks, scoring, which was the decider of this game, not being able to break up that opponent's scoring streaks.
I mean, it's all about momentum, right? And you've just got to be able to hit the button, start your momentum off, not let your opponents crush it. You know, those couple of goals from the Czech breaking up the Dutch streak, it's really just ruining all the momentum they built up, and they just couldn't recover until the end.
This was the 42nd game of the U20 Euros. Still 3 games remaining to be played. Tomorrow we have Latvia against Italy at 10 o'clock. Then in the afternoon, Sweden plays Germany for the bronze medal.
It's going to be an exciting game.
We'll see you out there, Oscar.
You will.
At 2 o'clock, Sweden-Germany for the bronze medal game. And then at 5 o'clock, the grand final between Team England and Team Ireland for the final places to decide the seedings at this tournament.
It's going to be an exciting game. We've been happy to have you. Hopefully you've been happy to have us.
And that's going to be it for us commentators here from this beautiful July evening here in Wrocław. Signing off, Gustav and Oscar.
Bye.